Hi everybody, this is Ms. Faina. Today we're going to review writing equations in point-slope form and slope-intercept form, and also how to use the calculator to find the slope and y-intercept when needed. So our first one, it says to write an equation in point-slope form for the following functions. So we need to make sure that we're writing it in point-slope form. That is y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. So we have a table and we need a point and we need a slope. Whenever we're doing this, you can use any one of these as a point. Okay, and I will show you a couple of them, but we need to find the slope. So your first option is to use the slope formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, or to use the calculator steps. So I'm going to do the calculator steps. So I'm going to go to my calculator on my app. I go to New Document. I want to go to List in Spreadsheets. From here, I want to go up to where A is highlighted, double tap, and we're going to put X, enter. Where B is highlighted, we're going to put Y, and enter. Okay, under the A and X column, I'm going to type in everything that was in A. Under the B and Y column, I'm going to type in everything that was in B. So I'm going to put my notes up here. Oops. There we go, so I can see it at the same time. Zoom in a little bit. So here we go. I'm going to type in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then I'm going to go back up and type in 2, -1, -4, -7, and -10. So now that I have that, I'm going to go to, let's see. So we did in box A, typed in X, in box B, typed in Y. We typed in our ordered pairs. Now we're going to go to Menu, 413, or Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, Linear Regression, MX plus B. So Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, Linear Regression, MX plus B. Okay, it says X list, type in X, so we need to erase that mess that is already in there. Okay, so I'm going to type in X. And Y list, type in Y. And then press OK. So I'm going to need to move my notes. There we go. So all of this pops up. For this one, I only need the slope, which is a -1.5. Okay, -1.5. So my slope is a -1.5. Remember, we can change this to a fraction if needed. So we go back to home and we just want to add a calculator or go over to calculate. If we do a -1.5 and we hit Menu, Number, Approximate to a fraction, that's going to change our answer to a fraction for us, -3/2. So just be aware of that. That way you know how to go back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and exit out of both of those, and I'm just going to go back to my notes. So now that I have this, I can use any one of these points to write the equation in point-slope form, and it can be correct. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different ways. So the first one, I'm going to show you using the point 1, 2 for my X and for my Y. So I'm plugging in 2 for Y and 1 for X, so I get Y minus 2 is equal to, I'm going to use the decimal version, -1.5 times X minus 1. So that's what that one would look like. Okay, then I'm going to show you a different one just to show you it doesn't matter. They're all going to be the same in the end. So I want to use the point, let's do 5, -4. Okay, again, I'm going to use this slope. So I have Y minus a -4 is equal to a -1.5 times X minus 5. Well, when I have a double negative, that's when it turns to a positive. So it turns into Y plus 4 is equal to a -1.5 times X minus 5. Okay, so oops, forgot the parentheses. So just know that you can always have different numbers and it still be the same equation. Okay, so if it's multiple choice, you have to see what points they used from the table and check it. Okay, so that's it for example number 1. Number 2, we just have 2 points rather than a table, so we're going to go through the same process as we did right here with the calculator steps. Okay, and we're just going to type those in. So I'm going to go back to where I split my screen. Split my screen. There we go. So I can see the points better. Okay, so we're going to go home, discard, new, list in spreadsheets. I'm going to type in X where A is and Y where B is, and I'm going to type in my points. So I have the points -4, oops, I typed in -5, -4, -1, and then I had the point 6, -2. So -4, -1, 6, -2. I make sure that I'm out of those cells. I go menu, statistics, stat calculations, linear regression, mx plus b. I'm going to type in X for the X list and Y for the Y list. Let's see. Move my notes back over. Actually, yeah. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to go OK. And it tells me my slope is -0.1. So m equals a -0.1. And for this one, because I'm still doing point slope formula, I do not need the y-intercept. So I'm just going to go back to the notes. My slope is that. So again, I can use this as my x1 and my y1 and plug it in. So I get y minus a -1 is equal to -0.1 times x minus a -4. Again, the double negatives change to a positive. So I get y plus 1 is equal to a -0.1 times x plus 4. Okay, but that's, again, not the only option. Oops. Not drawing very good rectangles today. Okay, I can also use 6 as my 1 and -2 as my y. So if I did that, what that would look like would be y minus a -2 is equal to a -0.1 times x minus 6. Again, here I have a double negative just with the y, which changes to y plus 2, which is equal to -0.1 times x minus 6. So this would be another equation that works for these 2 points. In the end, when we solve for y, we would get the exact same equation. So either one of these work. Oops. They're both correct. It's all based on what multiple choice question you have and the answer choices they used. Now, looking at number 3, it says write an equation in slope-intercept form for the following function. Remember, that is y equals mx plus b. So you have to be cautious of which form they're wanting the equation written in. So I have 2 points. I need to find the slope and I need to find the y-intercept, and our calculator does both of those. Remember, our slope is m, our y-intercept is b. So I'm going to go back to the calculator and find this. Okay, so I'm going to go home, discard my changes, new, list in spreadsheets. I'm going to type in X. I'm going to type in Y. And then my points. So my points were 1, 5, and 3, 25. So 1, 5, and 3, 25. Okay, I go to menu, statistics, stat calculations, linear regression, mx plus b. For my x list, I type in x. For the y list, we type in y. You hit OK. Life is good. Tells me my slope is 10. My y-intercept, b, is -5. So I'm going to go to my notes and write that. 10 for my slope, negative 5 for my b. So I just plug that in for m and for b. So what that looks like is y equals 10x plus a negative 5. But we don't like these double signs. That's the same thing, not the same thing as a double negative, but it's still the same messiness. So we like to simplify that. When my signs are different, a positive and a negative, the outcome is negative. So I'm going to simplify it to 10x minus 5. And that would be my equation in slope-intercept form. So again, make sure you're reading to see what form they want it in versus slope-intercept form versus point-slope form. And use your calculator to help you. The calculator steps are here for your reference. If you have any questions, please, please, please ask your teacher. We're here to help you. We want you to succeed and pass the STAR test. Other than that, have a great day, Rangers.